Hello, my friends. How are you? I'm Nina Takesh, an interior designer. This is the red elevator, l'ascenseur rouge. I love saying that, which is why I say it every time. But I'm really excited because, in all honesty, we are going to do a deep dive into Emma Chamberlain's Architectural Digest home. The viral TikToks say it all. If you're not following me on TikTok, you guys are missing some really good, interesting content. But let's get into why this house works, or maybe it doesn't work. Follow me. And since so many of you asked me, today I am wearing looks like Liberty fabric in all honesty, but it is Sandro. And I think Sandro bought their fabric from Liberty of London and created this gorgeous dress. You'll be happy to know that this dress is on sale. We're gonna link it in the description section. I love a good sale, you guys. And so this was on sale. My shoes are Cult Gaia, and my necklace is the hardware collection from Tiffany's. Because of the fact that everybody was so interested in her interior design and was chiming in on social media, we're going to do a deep dive as to why Emma Chamberlain's home got so much attention. What's in that house? What's so special about it? What caught people's eye, and what I think of it? This is a very special episode because it's a YouTuber dissecting another YouTuber. And Emma Chamberlain is exactly that. She has many millions of followers and has pretty much grown up on the internet, and her style is actually extremely fun. We're going to start with my favorite room, which is her dining room. Now, a lot of people went crazy, and my TikTok actually went viral about this. So if you're not following me on TikTok, you guys, you're missing out on a lot of interesting content that we're putting out. Here is my handle right here below the screen, at Nina Takesh Official on TikTok, and we really get into the fun aspect of interior design, and I'm going to share with you things that are happening on the daily, so make sure and follow. So with regard to the dining room, what is it about this room that caused at least 700,000 people to chime in? And what caused them to chime in was the price tag. So what a lot of people don't know in the interior design world is some of these homes, actually most of the homes published in Architectural Digest, Elle Decor, Veranda, have a huge price tag when it comes to the furnishings. And our clients pay top dollar for items. So not everyone realizes this. And so that, I think, caused a uproar. But in order for you guys to understand what we're talking about, look at this true wing chandelier. These are acrylic links that are handmade. They come in a variety of colors. I've used them in projects. I think they're fantastic, but you got to have cash to be able to buy these. Now, are there going to be dupes that come out? Sure. But for now, Emma Chamberlain, who is making big bank on YouTube, is able to afford these items. And by the way, I should say, buying these items is not a bad idea if you can afford it. The reason is that eventually these pieces are only going to go up in value. Some of them are one-of-a-kind pieces, some of them are signed pieces, but they are collectible items. And so over time, you can at least get what you paid for it back. So if you're spending about $30,000 to $50,000 for this chandelier, is the price of this chandelier, you would never guess, but it really is in person beautiful. And the other item that I really love are these beautiful chairs. These chairs are from First Dibs, and they're going to run you around $50,000 or more depending on how many chairs you're buying. They are made artfully, beautifully, they're handcrafted. These are definitely collectible pieces, and hence the price tag. Let's not forget the commune rug, which we all know, or a lot of us know, is going to be in the tens of thousands of dollars, which looks very earthy, and everything looks sort of down to earth. It doesn't look like you've spent almost $300,000-$400,000 just in this small space. So that, I think, is what shocked people. And it is very expensive these days to furnish rooms. Lastly, this gorgeous Martin Massey dining table. I believe that Emma said the reason she loved it is that although it's a hard surface, it looks soft. And that's a good point. It has very soft edges. It feels very light and airy, but of course it's made of, I believe, stone or concrete. So that is going to be a very heavy table. The next room you do not want to miss is this gorgeous powder room, and the tiles are from Cork House. Cork House makes a lot of artisanal tiles and tiles that have a lot of color and texture to them. And as you can see, the designers for Emma decided to line not only the bottom half of the powder room in this colorful, square, fun tile, but then also carried it up by doing something that was in more of a rust color. You'll notice that this entire house has a combination of earth tones. There's a lot of rusts, a lot of greens, a lot of these really earth-like tones that really envelope the house in a way that makes everything, although albeit different, quite uniform. The onyx mounted sink is a very nice touch. I'm actually doing a flip project and we are putting in onyx, which is very rare because onyx per slab costs tens of thousands of dollars. So it's really rare for people to use onyx unless you're Emma Chamberlain. And therefore, that's why she has an onyx mounted sink. These are gorgeous. I love putting them in homes. You have to be careful with onyx. Onyx is a very delicate marble. It's very translucent. It can crack easily. So this is why it's used in a powder room and not necessarily in a large kitchen. You would never put it in a kitchen, but it works in a powder room. Lastly, my favorite, Lindsay Adelman. If you guys haven't seen my video on both TikTok and Instagram, I visited Lindsay's showroom not long ago where we looked at all of her lighting, and we're going to link that in the description section if you guys want to see what else Lindsay Adelman has. But this unisconce, what I call when you put just one sconce in a powder room, which is pretty trendy right now, and I actually like it because it's artsy, is very beautifully done and looks great in this room. The J.F. Chen chair, if you guys are not familiar with J.F. Chen, a lot of high-end interior designers frequent the beautiful antiquarium, if that's a word, the antique shop of J.F. Chen. And so they have an incredible selection of world-renowned antiques. And this, what looks like a regular old chair, is a very pricey chair. So if you were to sum up this room, you're looking at somewhere, oh God, it's a lot. I'm saying that room must have cost at least $300,000, if not more. Oh, let's not forget the waterworks fixtures. That ain't cheap either. Emma's living room, by the way, if you guys like my dissecting of AD rooms that are trending, let me know and I will do a lot of these because I actually dissect them in my own brain. So I would be happy to do it on YouTube. I spent hours looking at these images and understanding why certain designers do what they do and really learning from it. That's part of the 100,000 hours they talk about in Outliers that makes you an expert. Anybody who's done something for, did I say 100,000? 10,000. Anybody who's done anything for 10,000 hours becomes an expert just by the sheer amount of time they've done something. And I am definitely over the 10,000 mark. So I can tell you that if you guys want to deep dive into rooms such as these on Elle Decor, Architectural Digest, or these homes, I would be happy to do them. Sound below. And please do not forget to ring the bell, because if you guys don't ring the bell, you're not going to get a notification that a new episode is out. So I urge you right now, ring the bell. Give this a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. We are back in Emma's home, and this is her formal living room. Of course, it's not formal, but this is what you would call the great room. And in her great room, she has this really large, brown, comfortable sectional that is by Stall and Band, and her chairs are by Moving Mountains. Now, what I find really interesting about this room is the art. The large painting that you see in the middle is done by her father, Michael. Michael is an artist, her father, and she has basically trickled a lot of his art in her home, which I think is so touching and sweet. Luckily, he's young, he's alive, he's vibrant, but imagine in 20, 30 years when he's not around and she has that memory of him on his walls. I think that's just touching. I think I almost cried. I'm thinking of my own dad who's old. So my favorite piece in this room, since nobody asked, is the rainbow onyx coffee table. That's a custom piece that was probably made by her designers. I love onyx. Emma loves onyx, and onyx is the bomb. And apparently she has done a beautiful coffee table in this room made of that beautiful material. And she said, I watched her AD interview, and she said that one of the things she likes to do in this room is sit around and read with her friends, which I thought was very sweet because it seems like nobody reads anymore. So that was a good thing. Believe it or not, there's another powder room because one needs many, many bathrooms. And this one is, first of all, this particular powder room was already in the house when Emma bought the house. The house she describes as a Tahoe vibe home, sort of a mountain home that she updated, but this particular room came the way it is. The only difference is that, so she kept that beautiful sink, she kept the mirror, which I love. The mirror looks incredible, and what they did was that they put the Bok Schumacher wall covering. Now that is something with texture, and I think it works really well with the other elements in the room. Her music room is very fun. I thought for a moment that maybe she was a musician, but I don't think she is. I just think she likes to sing, right? I don't know. You guys tell me, I don't know. But she has a Mario Bellini-esque. So it's not Mario Bellini, but esque meaning it is a copy. So as you can see, even Emma has moments where her designers are going to guide her to not buy the original. The Bellini sofa from B&B Italia is very, very expensive, très très cher, and it's probably 50,000, 100,000 by the time you finish your configuration. So I'm going to link below the sofa that she has that is a dupe, and it's a really good one. So if it's good enough for Emma, maybe it's good enough for us, right guys? I love her scones. It is by Annie Lee Parker, and her rug is an interesting choice because it has a lot of color. I feel like there's a 70s vibe going on in this entire house, which I like because I think the 70s were the chicest period ever. And this rug is by Woven. Now, before I say anything, let's not forget this beautiful rug that I'm standing on. This rug, my dear friends, is a shameless plug for my Ruggable collection. You knew it was coming, and you know I have to do it, so here it is. My Ruggable collection is a very affordable rug collection for everyone. And what I love about it is the fact that these are washable rugs. We're gonna link all of my rugs below in the description section if you want one. If you have a pet, if you just wanna live fuss-free, if you wanna have red wine, why not get these beautiful rugs? These are designed 100% by me from start to finish. They look amazing in every room, and voila, there it is. My least favorite room, believe it or not, is the entrance. For some reason, it doesn't work for me. I don't know why. I think it just lacks a little bit of interest, but not to say that it isn't pretty, especially because she has her father's. What I do love about that room is her father's art, but I don't love the way the table is there. I just think it's not as elevated as it could be or as fun as it should be. And the rug is nice, it's woven, but again, to me, there's something missing from this room. If you guys know what it is, please share because I haven't figured it out yet. The primary bedroom is one of my favorite rooms in this house. It looks so peaceful. It's got color and yet very serene. Why does it work? Well, the bed looks comfortable. It's got a low headboard. It feels low to the ground, which is nice. Again, that 70s vibe, that earth vibe is coming in. The rust color is there. She's got this incredible globe that just sits on the floor. That is a fun element. That's JF Chen. We know how much that's going to cost. The rug, I think, is great. The chair, everything about this room is serene. Everything about it is an A+. I love the vaulted ceilings. That was, of course, there, but they really anchored the room beautifully. I love how they floated the bed in the middle of the room. Take note, you do not have to put your bed against a wall. I often go to clients' homes before I'm hired, and the first thing I do is I say, your furniture placement is completely wrong. And most of the time it is, because of the fact that everyone tends to put sofas and beds against the wall. That's the biggest, absolute worst criminal offense in interior design. Now, don't go chiming saying that, well, what can you do if you don't have a lot of space? I get it. If you don't have a lot of space, it's understandable that you have to put things against the wall. But if there's an opportunity to move your furniture away from the wall, even your master bed, don't feel like you're floating. You're gonna feel like there is enough energy to go around the room. There's something about the importance of feng shui, even if you don't believe. It's about energy and the movement of energy around you. So if you're blocked in a corner of a room, you're not going to get the same positive energy that you would if you were floating in the middle of the room. So think about that, and you'll see how quickly your life could change by just moving some pieces around. One of my all-time favorite rooms in this house is definitely the primary bathroom. This was also on TikTok. This got, I don't know, many hits, maybe 40,000. I can't remember. That was a hit because people love the onyx. This is a honey onyx. Now, the reason people were chiming in is that nobody understood that an onyx slab, a good one, costs somewhere between $10,000 to $20,000 per slab. Her entire master bathroom is lined with these onyx slabs. She has many of them, and I mean many, so you do the math. What I love about this bathroom, additionally, is the fact that they have glass wall tiles by Dull Tile, actually. And the reason that these things work well together is that they're different textures, they're different sizes, they're different colors. A lot of people forget that if they're putting one particular type of slab, if they put a slab that's slightly different next to it, it's not going to look good. If you're going to do a honey slab next to it, you got to put something that's really different. And that's exactly what they did. They did a small, tiny glass tile by Dull Tile against a large honey slab. That works. So that, I think, is magic. And of course, the vanity, I think, is great because of the fact that it's got the marble drawer fronts. That's my favorite new thing. Everybody's doing it. You've seen it before. It's expensive to do, but wouldn't it be great if you could do it at least in one room? I think it looks so wonderful, and it's seamless. You don't have to have yet another texture or material in there, especially because you have so much going on. Guess who's back? Anyway, Oski's back. So the next really interesting room that is definitely worth mentioning on the red elevator is the pool bathroom. So obviously her pool has its own shower area, which is very good and very fun to have if, of course, you have the funds and the house that has it. So not many people have pool bathrooms, and this one is adorable because of the fact that it has a floating sink in the middle. I've done this before in a house that was very large, and we floated the sink in the middle of the powder room, which again for feng shui is great, and also it's a great way for different people to be in the powder room if you've got a large one, and you can wash your hands, you know, at different times and not feel restricted. In any event, hers is also great. It's in the middle of the room, and the cedar paneled walls, I think, are what really sets this room apart. She has a lot of cedar paneling or teak paneling inside the house, and it brings that cabin, old world, yummy, comfy vibe into the space, and that's what really makes this house stand out. If you want to achieve this vibe, then get cedared paneled walls. At least, you know, 30% of your walls should be cedar paneled. That will give you the look that you're looking for. Get Lindsay Adelman or something like it. CB2 has a lot of similar lighting that's fun and eclectic and young. Put those everywhere. Mix these kinds of different materials that are colorful but are unison in some way because they all come from the same palette. So, you know, pick a palette of 4 or 5 colors and stick to that for every room, which is what's been done here. So I wanted to go a little bit deep into why this works and why people were so interested in it. And for the finale, the green sage kitchen. I don't know if many of you know, but my favorite color of all time is green, other than black, of course, but green is my favorite color. It's always been my favorite color. It was the color of the logo of the business that I ran for a long time. And it is a fantastic color, and her kitchen works because it's that beautiful minty pastel color, and her entire kitchen is in that color. You would think, can somebody get away with this? Of course. Well, if you're Emma Chamberlain, you can get away with it because you're young and life is fun. I think she's 21, so yeah, she can do anything she wants. But again, experimenting with colors is, I think, interesting and important to do, and you shouldn't be afraid of it as long as it's in a shade that you love. So this kitchen, all green, Waterstone plumbing fixtures, which I love. But my favorite part of this kitchen, as you might have guessed, is the green quartzite stone that she's used in her right under her sink, and she has lined the doors with it. I think that's lovely, and I think the kitchen is very homogeneous because of the fact that everything is green. Her appliances are bluestone, and her skylights are just fantastic. Thank you, my dear friends, for joining me on this fun episode of AD Dive into Emma Chamberlain's house. I want to know if you guys like this type of deep dive into celebrity homes, or maybe non-celebrity homes, but homes that have been featured. I think there's a lot to learn from these featured articles and publications, and I'm here to share my knowledge of what I see and help you get the best possible design you can for your home. We'll see you again next week on the Red Elevator.